you want to hit record?
Okay, I'm going to record it. Let me share my screen. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a Hot Mess Express call. So what it's going to look like from this point on is all of us on the Hot Mess Express team are going to run these calls each week to week. This just so happens to be my week, and then it could be Chelsea, it could be Ashley. We're going to decide that at the end on who wants to take the next week. And we're also going to be very, very interactive in this call. I love giving information, but informative calls are boring. And it's a lot of information and it's not fun. And even though I love the sound of my voice, I know that you guys love it too, but I know that there's times where you don't want to love it, and that's okay too. So we're going to just make this super easy, super fun, and super fast. So tonight we're just going to go over success of January, goals for February, building trust, what that looks like, bod to body, because I think we're still confused on the transition, when it's going to happen, coaches and partners, that transition that already launched on the 30th of January, and then body ambassador. So again, we might input a lot of this. This might not just be me speaking. Feel free to hop in, ask questions, say what you know. I'm not all knowing, but I'm going to give you the information that I do know. Okay, so this is where it's going to be super interactive. January. So you can put in the chat or you can say it out loud. Did you hit your goal? What was it? Did you share it? And when I mean did you share it? Did you post it on your story? Did you share your goal with your Success Club partner? Yeah, you are right here. Did you hit Success Club? Yes, just a second. I thought you were watching Princesses Downstairs. Okay, give me the remote, please. Effort. How did you set yourself up for success? Did you set yourself up for success? Does your results reflect your work? This is going to be a hard truth, right? Did the work that you put in truly reflect? And did you see some wins out of that? And then what wins did you celebrate? Because I know that some of us have better wins than each other, right? And so this is going to be a time for us to be able to share. So if you have a notepad and your phone, I encourage you, or notepad, notes on your phone, whatever it is, to write down notes, because if somebody won and you want to implement that into your monthly plan for February, let's take notes on that. Definitely, just a second, please. Okay, who wants to go first?
We got some in the chat.
Okay.
So SC5 for Chelsea.
Okay.
And then with the share part, were you talking about sharing it with all of us, our business partner type thing?
Sharing is so I know that a lot of people, when I was doing some research, a lot of people share it on their stories, what your goal is. My goal this month is to help 3 people a month. Or with your Success Club partner or our group, this is what my goals are. And even with your own coaches, what did you hit?
So I'll share mine. I'm always, I of course want my goal to be higher, but I always want to hit Success Club. I did not hit it, but I did hit SC2. And I did not share it in my stories. I think through our group, you guys kind of, where I was standing with it. My effort really kicked in after the retreat. Yeah. And I felt that. And I had gained so much momentum in that last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But it really showed me that I need that momentum all throughout the month, I think, to really, hit that goal. So, but I felt really good about the ending of it. And I'm hoping to carry that into February. So.
Okay. Charles put in the chat.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, you can go.
Yeah. So I hit Success Club last month. I feel like last month was more of myself just finding and being comfortable with the new way I was moving forward with working my business. And I feel like at the retreat, going into it, I was scared that I was going to be looked at differently because of how I worked it, but then it was totally validated with how I'm working it now, which made me feel so good. So then, like Ashley said, that momentum just carried through, and I felt like I finished really strong in January. So I just want to carry that through into February and obviously keep that momentum going, but also sharing it with my coaches. Like I want them to feel my momentum so that they can create their own momentum from it. I did not share that I hit that actually. I don't know why I don't ever celebrate myself. I always celebrate everybody else, but I never celebrate myself. So I didn't share it, but I feel like I need to hype myself up and be
Yeah,
proud
you
of it.
do.
So
Mhm.
so maybe that'll be like a goal for this month if when that happens to share it. But yeah, just keeping that effort through to this month and keeping that momentum going. I'm just feeling good about where I'm at. So
I'll go too. So I did not hit the goal I set, but I did help one person and my work reflects my effort. Like I didn't start working the business until like the week before the retreat. And even then it was a little rocky. Like everybody at the retreat saw how emotional I was and like how like absorbed in what I was going through. And so the fact that I even helped one person was a miracle for me because I knew that my effort, I mean, I didn't work the business for 20 days. Like, of course, I'm not going to get SE10 or SE5 if I'm not putting in the work, a bulk of that. And my December was similar to the same way. So the fact that I helped one person, that was a win. And that person's already, we're doing gut protocol with that person. And so we're already seeing results, which means I've already started a gut protocol group that starts tomorrow. And because I was talking about that, like now I have like 4 people who are interested in it. So now I'm having different conversations. So that's my win. Is like, even though I was down in the dumps, like my energy, how I'm speaking on my stories, how I'm showing up, even though I'm injured, like that's a win for me. And yeah,
you go,
Keisha's
girl.
killing it. She had SE10.
Yeah.
She didn't work until like the last couple of weeks of the business, and she's already SC6 for the month. So she's just being super consistent. She just is like morning routine is where it's at. So I agree. If I can do the
Yeah.
bulk of my invites, so I try to do, I don't know, we can get into this, but a win for me is like I do a bulk of my invites at night so that I can do follow-ups in the morning. Because one, I still get scared about inviting, but it's not scared. I just don't like rejection. So if I go to sleep and I like start my morning and I work out, I approach my invites my follow-ups and my invites so much better in the morning after I've sent them at night because I'm like, they're gonna be asleep, they're gonna have a fresh morning mindset, right? So that's kind of what I do. Okay. Anybody else want to share? What did Emily say? Emily said small goal from last month that was sign up one person. I did that.
Nice
I think
job.
we need to do better job at celebrating ourselves. Like when you hit SE2
Yeah.
points, you shouting it out. When you hit SE4,
Mhm.
boom, boom, boom. If you're having 10 good conversations, we need to be shouting each other out and ourselves. Like we need to know that we're valuable and we're worth it. And our work deserves to be celebrated, not just like when you hit Success Club 10 and you're on the
I
board. Like you should be like, I want to celebrate myself. I need your guys' encouragement so that it can hop into and lead us into the next month, lead us into the next week. Us holding it to ourselves is not freaking helping us.
I think too, like where I felt my momentum, like I had people saying like they were actually either responding this time or they were saying like reach back out to me next month. I can't do it this month. And that's a huge win. I
Yeah.
mean, they're conversating. They want you to contact them back. So I'm holding out for that for the next month and just keep building upon that.
Well,
So
and the fact that we know too that Keisha's hit a SE6, like what is she doing? It allows us to ask her, like, what are you doing? Like, if you're hitting
what are you
SE6, we
doing,
should be
girl?
knowing that in the chat. So we could be like, what are you doing? What are you seeing? Like, let's celebrate I need to be doing what she's doing, right? Like, where am I missing it? And it allows us to have conversations so that chat is so much more productive in the success of our business and where we want to go.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know. I just feel like when I want to know what Chelsea's doing, or we're like, hey, send me, where'd you get this slide from? Where did you put your stories? Like, I feel like then we're having really good conversations about what we're doing the business side, and then we're getting momentum and excitement versus like those days where it's stagnant and we're all kind of like struggling. Like, we do need to celebrate the wins. Similarly, like Ashley's like, what are some wins for this week, even if it's not success? Like getting your child to bed on their own. Like those are wins
Mhm.
too. We need to celebrate, just not just the business ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to February. Okay, this is where I have a paper, so like I can also write down your goals, and we can also put it after the call into the chat what your goals are for February, so that we know kind of how to hold each other accountable, right? So I don't care who wants to go first, type it in the chat, but okay, be careful. What is your goals, right? And they can be at home or they can be business. They should be both, right? Because one, they don't live without each other. What are your success goals? What are your group goals? Like either your bod group, or your coaching group, or sorry, your bod group. Like what are those goals are? Like are you trying to get interaction? If you have a Facebook page and a Facebook group, whatever that looks like. And then what's your goals for coaching? So why don't everybody just share like what those are, and then we'll hop to the plan after we get through those goals. Cool?
Yeah.
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 So who wants to go first?
You want?
I'll go.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Ash.
Chelsea. Go ahead, Chelsea. Go ahead.
All right. My goals are continuing building upon how I'm obviously moving forward, working my business and getting comfortable with that, which I'm already feeling good about that. So, hitting SC5 for sure, if not SC10, but also like just my relationships that I've created this past month, I want to take them a step further. I'm always in my head about how I have to make these solid connections, which I do. Like you want to have that solid connection and relationship, but I get in my head too much about it. So I just want to go for it. Like I don't want to overthink it. I'm an overthinker. So that is a goal of mine. But I also I have a coach who we are trying to level up her business. We're trying to get her to hit that first rank, and I want to be able to help her in that, so that way she knows she can be successful in this business, because she sees all of us doing it, but I want her to feel it. So I really want to be there to help and support her, and just to get her ball rolling, and having her start her first own group, her running her own group, and so that way she can support the people she's bringing in. So more so just supporting my team like I should be, because I feel like I'm pretty solid where I'm at, but I want to be able to help them grow, because we don't grow if they aren't growing. So that's where I'm at.
All right. So my kids are in between knocking on my door. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I would like obviously to hit Success Club. I would like to put out there that I want to hit Success Club 10. I feel like it's very possible, like with the people I said, reach out to me for the following month. So I'm hoping for that. As far as my bad group goes, usually I am very like consistent in there and with posting and everything. But this last month, for reasons, it was shaky. So I'm working on making sure I have a post in there every single day, and bringing more value into there besides what I'm just posting. Like one of my girls was like asking me about water goals. So I'm like, she wants help with that. So I went and like found like something that she could buy off of Amazon, because the suggestions of setting an alarm, all that stuff wasn't working for her. So bringing more value to the group. And then coaches, I am in search of my amazing coaches, because the one that I do have right now that was supposed to be my business builder doesn't respond to coach messages. She responds to other things, but that is not her thing right now. So I am in search of those people who want to coach and who want to do either like the body or the ambassador program as well. So that's where I'm at with that.
Okay, so Emily said she'd like to strive for SE5. So those are her goals. Sorry, I'm gonna talk and write. And then she wants to get comfortable creating relationships and inviting. And then she's thinking about running a free group to get some more involvement. I always forget about free groups. Okay. So I'm gonna go. So what is my goal? So I haven't even wrote this down myself, but my goal is SE5. That's my goal. My goal is to help coaches like feel comfortable and being consistent with posting. Like I have a lot of girls who want to do the business, and I have a lot of coaches who are emerald on my right side, but no one on my left side. But they all say they want to do things, but they're so inconsistent on posting. They're saying it's not working. And so my goal is just to help them show up. That's what I want to do with my coaches is just help them show up. Bod group, like I'm pumped about this bot group. I'm pumped about I've kind of already planned for the month. So that's also been like a huge difference from last month to this month. So like for bot groups, I just want to be like, hold on just a second, please. Bot groups, I want to Declan, I see just a second, please. Okay. Sorry. Bot groups, I just want to like check in and like reward. I was seeing a lot of success when I was doing like show up the person of the week, and then celebrating wins of the month. So that's my goal this week, is to like shout out the people who are most consistent and the people who had the biggest like transformation that week, and then celebrate them also at the end of the month. And then another goal is for personal goal, we got sent another profile. We said yes. So hopefully hearing things about a birth mom for adoption. So those are my goals. Just being present and having a way different mindset than last month. Let's see. Keisha, she wants to hit SE20. Dang. You want to hit SE40? You want to help 20 people. Okay. Like I need you in my life. I need to know what you're doing. She wants to get my two coaches really rolling, and I want my diamond back. Yes. Oh, combined. Okay, girl. I'm like, okay, Ashley Smith up in here just posting out freaking 40 Success Club points. Okay, let me write those down. Okay. So Success Club 10 and 10, 10 plus 10. Okay. Diamond back. And coaches. Okay. All right. Okay. So now let's talk about the plan. So what does your plan look like? Now that we've written down our goals, now we know, like we've put it out in existence. What does that plan look like for you to hit those goals? Have you prepared? Are your bot group set up? Do you have your posts planned to help you hit those goals? Do you have your stories planned? Are you checking in with your Success Club partners? It's downstairs on the kitchen table. Okay. So Chelsea, you start. I'm gonna put myself on mute. And you go.
As my child is like bombarding in here. Plan. Obviously, haven't really thought about it, but that's okay. This makes me think about it. So, bod groups, those are all already pre-scheduled for posts. My posts I do need to be better about. There are days where I feel really good about my posts and I'm like ready to bust out a million of them, but just don't have the time. And then there's days where I just don't feel like posting, and then it gets really hard to do that. So I need to be better about scheduling those, doing some in bulk or a bunch at a time, so that way I have them ahead of time. Stories, I feel like I'm pretty good. I am pretty consistent with that. I feel like that's actually a strong point of mine, is where I'm just showing up consistently. So I'm just going to continue with that, and then just lean into my girls, keep up with them, keep them. I've been really good sharing information with them, like all of the stuff that I feel like we are constantly sharing with each other or tagging each other in. As soon as I see it or am aware of it, I slide it right on over to them, which I wasn't doing for the longest time because I felt like they could also be responsible for being aware of that, but I want to be able to support them better. So I'm just forwarding all of the information that I'm seeing, whether they see it or not. Seeing it twice, then I feel like is good for them. So yeah.
All right. Do you want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay, so for bod groups, I do love the months where I can schedule them ahead of time. I still need to do that for this month. So until I do that, I just make sure I have a point in the day where I have it scheduled, like at least for the night before, or get it posted in there as soon as the morning happens. Mornings are my time to really bust things out as well. I feel more successful when I get, like, obviously my things put in my stories in the morning, like for my routine, my morning routine, but also like getting a post up right away, because then I feel like I have something to work off of later on if I'm doing inviting in the afternoon, which is usually when it happens. I kind of let like the stories build up for the day. Um, I never really schedule like posts on my Instagram. Like I kind of make those up on a whim when I feel them, because that's like just how my brain operates. I would love to have a plan for them like people do, but that's not a strong suit for me yet. So I'm working on that. I do try to show up in our little success group as much as I can. I've been trying to post things into the Facebook page as they pop up too, like for different calls we can all hop on to. So I'm going to continue to do that, and really try. I'm very consistent in my stories. I took a little bit of a break this weekend purposefully because I just needed to breathe for a minute. But throughout the week, I would really like to bring value to the new things that are coming up. We have so many great new things, and I'm trying to find creative and different ways to talk about them in my stories so that they spark attention and bring in people in the way that fits them. So
Okay, so let's look at some of the chat. So Emily's gonna continue to show up her stories and filling out her BAT. Sorry, I'm gonna write this down. And then working on posting more and finding reels to do. Perfect. And you guys do know, like, posts are where it's at right now. Posts are like killing it way better than your reels. So make sure you're doing posts too. Like, don't just rely on reels to get attention. My posts do way better with follow-ups than my reels do. And
I saw something.
Yeah.
I saw something this weekend that Instagram is going to, the algorithm's going to lean more towards posts again instead of reels. They
Yep.
said they feel like they overdid it with reels last year, so now posts are going to be hot again. So
yeah, I saw that too. And my posts do better anyway.
yeah.
So my plan is my BAT. So that was something that Emily says good. She doesn't like reels. Mine is gonna be my BAT. I felt like also I want to show more life in my stories, not just business. I'm so about my social media being my business platform. I forget to be a person. And when I was watching One Tree Hill on Netflix, I had so much interaction. People were watching my stories because I was like updating them on me being a One Tree Hill virgin. And then I was having other conversations and connections that led into conversations. And it also I felt like it was building trust. So I'm gonna try to figure out what I can do, but I'm a binge watcher. Like I can't just watch one episode and be done. So I'm scared to do something like that again. My bot groups, I'm set up all the way through the month of February. I did that today and for the first week of March because I always forget to do the first week of March. March, I'm doing a green month. So I'm doing gut protocol for month of March. And I feel like it's great to go right before spring and graduation. People are finally on board to do that, especially since I'm doing it this month as well. Posts, I'm just going to be consistent in posts. My stories, again, like I said, I just want to be a person too. And then I'm also trying to, when it comes to reels, I'm trying to like, I hate like niching it down because I really don't like niching it down, but I also want to add some personalization in my reels too. Like, so for example, I started off today by showing Declan like making shakes. So I'm cooking with Declan. So I have 3 times where Declan and I've cooked or made shakes together that she's gonna start being a part of that. So hopefully add some personalization in there, but always be nutritional. Success Club partners, again, I'm just gonna work post in here. So I'm gonna be like, this is what I'm struggling with. I'm gonna just be honest in our messaging thread because when I'm honest, then I know that I'm holding myself accountable. When I'm quiet, you guys, FYI, if I'm being quiet, that means I'm not doing the things. So if I'm not sharing
Same.
or I'm not in there, it's because I'm not doing the thing. So if you don't feel like I'm in there every day, which I'm usually pretty good at, you need to be checking on me because there's something not going on. It's not something that's going
Yeah.
right. Okay. Everybody good with sharing their goals and their plan for this month? I feel like Keisha's like, I'm
Yes.
just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Hers is working. So she's killing it. She's gonna put in our messaging thread on Facebook what she's doing and the conversations she's having so that the rest of us can use it. Okay. Wink at him. Okay. So building trust. The reason why I keep saying building trust, and this is also for new coaches. So like when we share this with some of the coaches that aren't able to be on here, I feel like when we start and we have green coaches, we're like, here, do all these things. But so for example, I have a new coach and she's like, Jerka, I did one post and I've invited 40 to 50 people and they've all said no. And I'm like, of course they said no. You made one post 2 weeks ago. Like you've not posted in your stories. They have not seen you work out or you post a fitness photo or at least a picture of your weights if you're scared to show your body. Like they've got to see that you're being consistent, right? And if, again, I know Ashley Smith says this all the time, if we're not showing up, our coaches only do half of what we do. So if we're only posting 3 times a week, our coaches are only posting 1 time a week. If we're only hitting Success Club 4, they're probably only hitting Success Club 2, right? So if we're not inviting, they're not inviting, right? If we're not asking them what their invites look like or whatever, but we also got to hold them accountable. Like they got to do the work too, right? This is a give and take little relationship, right? So things that you can do, post, like what are you posting about this week? What are you sharing? What are you inviting to? Are you showing people that you're sweating? Are you showing people that you're making shakes? Are you showing people that you're drinking your go-go juice? Like, are you showing this community? I mean, I remember having like a schedule, like on Mondays, you post, a motivational. On Tuesday, you post this. On Wednesday, you're posting coaching, but Ashley and them all laid it out into a calendar for us. So we should be utilizing that, right? Invites. Are you inviting every single day? Like it's not just one big bulk invite. Like we should be inviting 3 to 5 people at least every single day, right? We also want to make it reasonable and attainable, right? Asking a green coach to invite 20 people a day is probably not realistic, right? But creating consistency, 3 new people every single day, like that's 21 people in a week, right? So it's not as crazy. And then again, showing up in your stories. You don't have to be an Ashley Smith poster in your stories. You don't have to be a Haley Sellers poster. You don't have to be a Jerica poster. You don't have to be a Chelsea poster, an Ashley Bus poster. You don't have to be any of that. But you have to do what makes you feel comfortable. And if you're not showing up by posting your workout, your nutrition, then people aren't going to be able to see at least what you're doing. So to help with that, here is the calendar. Screenshot it, save it. It's all here. But there's the links for the calls on here. There's what are we posting for? So this week our challenge groups should be starting and sharing product of the month. So product of the month is collagen. Here's example for team calls. Make sure you're getting on one of those and then share it again in our message threads and on our coach page, and with your coaches, what are you learning on those calls? Like they don't just stop with our brains. Like we've got to share what we got out of them, right? And if we're excited about what we've learned, then they're going to be excited to get on the next call with what they've learned. All right. So, okay, please and thank you. Just real quick. Watch your dinosaurs. What's happening? Week 2, kickoff community group, right? We just said that. Body ambassador. We're going to talk a lot about that. Add into Facebook group page. Keep focusing selling on product of the month. If you haven't started talking about it, I would do so. And then to sell and drive volume. Cool. Screenshot that. All right, bod to body. Any questions on the previous stuff? We all good Gucci on that stuff? Okay. Bod and body. So this officially launches in March. I'm not for sure the exact date. It could be the 1st. I feel like it's the 17th, but that might be wrong too. But that's when we change our name, and that's when it publicly changes, not just like transitioning, like it publicly changes in March. And that means also the day that it publicly changes is the day the pack changes as well. So like if you're setting people up right now, you could be setting them up with $219, but I'd be like pushing, like it's $159 right now. It's going up in March. Like this is the time to get it, right? Because then they'll be grandfathered in when their like annual subscription launches. But this is kind of, I know somebody asked like what the body pack looks like. Okay. And so this is all the packages are included in absolutely everything. The price just goes up, and they'll have body for a whole year. So the goal is to focus on live and interactive and kind of going away from the programs. People don't want these long drawn out programs that they feel like they want to do whatever they want to. It's like going to the gym, right? You want to pick the machines that you want to be on. Same thing with like body live interactive. Like they're trying to create these body blocks so that of the month, so that you can do a quick program and then go to the next one each month. Trying to keep people's attention span like going. Anybody have questions about that or can explain it better? Nope, we good on that? Okay. Sorry, I'm making this quick tonight. Coaches and partners. Why? A lot of the reasons based off of Carl's like hour-long video, it just talked about like the big thing about having the coach name. We don't have a certification, right, to coach. And so that's the biggest reason people want to get away from the word coaching, because there's so many people on social media who are actually certified fitness coaches. And so because of that platform, that's why he's trying to change it, because we always talk about accountability partners, business partners, etc. And partners apparently sounds better. I still haven't figured out how to make it work. So if any of you guys have any great suggestions or followed other coaches, I just haven't heard it come out clean. And maybe it's just because like it's new. So people are just trying to play with it a little bit. But I'm just saying like business partners, like you can partner with me in this business. That's kind of what I've been saying. But that was effective on the 30th. So I don't know when we should see that in our back office, but we should. Declan, why are you yelling at them? Hey, don't be rude. So, I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on the partners? Are you struggling with it? Does it come across icky? Because it does for me. So I would love to know what you guys are saying, if it's helping.
I just said in my sides, like you can be a health partner with me. I mean, I don't really know how to partner together. Yeah. I honestly felt like it wasn't icky because I felt like coach took me a long time to not feel icky about. And now this, I don't know, this transition felt better for me. So, but now we have the ambassador thing too, which is maybe even better.
Right.
Yeah. For me, coach was easy because I've coached high school basketball. I've coached those things. So like I truly treat my like challengers as as coaches. Go into your room and play with your dishes, please. And so I guess that's probably the hardest part for me, because I actually physically like coached. I also helped with form and I helped with those things, even though I'm not technically certified. So that's probably struggling with it.
So I was just thinking back to when I was talking on my stories the other day. It was payday, because I was like, this is why I love coaching so much. Now thinking back, I'm like, can I still say that? Like, can I still say this is why coaching has been beneficial, or do I have to say this?
Yeah, when I was like on the call, a lot of people said like you can still use coach, You just need to transition it to like partnering with me.
Sure.
Like the thing with Carl's video said that too.
I've been saying this, like, especially when we're talking about like body ambassadors on Fridays, like this is how you can bring an income in without, building a team. You can use your affiliate code. So I've been saying income.
Yeah.
Probably should put a disclaimer there somewhere, but
Yeah.
I don't.
I forget about that.
Me too.
Okay. So I wrote some of those down because I'm like still struggling with that. So if you guys see anything again, like share that in that messaging thread so we can like process it together. Okay. Okay, you color. Just a second, guys. Okay. So body ambassador, I feel like it's the best thing since sliced bread. I feel like I've had like 4 people say like, hey, I'm interested in this so that they can make extra income, right? Like I felt like that was a really good thing that they could just post like their Energize or their collagen and we walk them through it. I love the clickable links, getting the discount. When I share like you're gonna make 25 to 40% commission, I think those were like the 3 things people were like, I want to do this. Like I already work out, And I feel like also eliminates the working of the business, which makes it a whole heck of a lot easier to explain it than discount coach.
Yeah. I need to be better about sharing links in my stories. Like I'll share my Energize and I'll share my shakes, but I don't ever put in a link. And it's so easy to do it. It's so quick. So I need to be better about that.
Yeah, something we can do if you haven't done it yet, and I haven't, is just create like a whole list, save it in your phone, and then I'm gonna put that as a like goal this week is to get like my favorite things and put it on there. So you could just pop it in.
Maybe we can just share the link with at NBSB in our messaging thread and just say change your coach number at the end. Somebody wants to own that this week, and then we can just save it in our notes for all of us.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody wants to own that, but
I can do it.
And then that way we can also like show our coaches how to do that too.
Well, I was gonna say, have you ever used the Beachbody Links app? I know it's old and no longer
It's a links
updated.
app. It's an app.
Yeah, it generates all of your links for you.
It's in the app.
It's this one,
Was
right?
that though? It was this one, right? With the BB. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah,
They just stopped updating it, right? Because somebody stopped running it.
Yeah. But
I
it literally
didn't know that was an app. Will you screenshot that and put that in the chat in our message thread?
So like you can just literally search Energize or shake or greens and it generates the link for you and you just copy it and link it. Yeah.
Genius. I always have to go to the back office and search. So that would make my life so much easier.
But there's also, instead of going in the back office and searching, Micah put up a link that I've just been clicking on, putting in my coach ID, and then it just, you pick the product and it pops up quickly too. That way. We could put a bunch of them in, so we have multiple options if we need it.
So for those of you that this is like recorded, can you share the Ash? Emily and Ash.
Yes.
So for those that are watching this in Body Ambassador, I would just suggest that you go onto the Inspiration Crew page and you go watch the recording of the launching the ambassadors. Basically, a body ambassador is a discount coach. So a client who loves Shakeology, who loves all the product, but doesn't necessarily want to do the business, right? But wants to make a little bit of income. It's okay. Good job. But they don't want to run and create a team, right? So they still would make money, get to share the links. They get shown how to like post the links on social media, how to share with everybody. And then people can utilize those links with them. And that way they can make at least some commission. Now, if somebody's like, I want Shakeology, can you show me your Shakeology? Make sure you really partner with those people. And that's like not necessarily you ask them right? Like if somebody's clicking that link, make sure you talk to them too, because if they purchase it, that's great, but you also want to save them money. So maybe buying a total solution pack would actually benefit them more than just purchasing the link, right? So if they're buying Shakeology by itself, it's $145. But if they're getting the month with the discount, it could save them up to 20 bucks. So right now, who wouldn't need, an extra $300 in their pocket each year that they would get by having the discounted price as a preferred customer or a discount code. So just make sure, like, if somebody's wanting your Shakeology or your workouts, that you do, like, that's a conversation and that's more of a form than it is a product link. So that can be a form link. I created a body ambassador form, but Ashley posted what she put, and that was just a little bit simpler than the one that I had posted. So if something works best for you guys that's not working for me, please let me know, and I'm willing to change mine to something simpler or something easier. All right, and that's it. Cool. Quick, easy, to the point.
Nice job.
I just felt like it was super important to get some information out, but also like to know what we're setting each other up for the week. Like I can't hold you accountable, or you can't hold me accountable, like whatever, you know what I'm trying to say, if we're not sharing this information. And I feel like resetting every single week, knowing where each other's at, we can also push each other, say what's working, what's not working, and wins of the week so far.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who wants to run next week? Like it's just the same thing. We can use the same template. You can change it up. Obviously we wouldn't have to do the wins and losses of January for the next call, but definitely what's going on for that week. And then let's talk about a topic that we all want to learn about. So like even if we all have to watch like a video and then we can discuss it or something. Just so that we're all growing.
I'll commit if I know the topic.
What's the topic?
I don't know. What's the topic? What do we need to?
What do you guys want to work on?
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Ash is the topic. You wanna-
Keisha said you can pick, Ash, if you're gonna do it.
trying to think what I want to work on.
What do you want to
honestly,
learn?
like,
Because even if we
right.
all watch the video or we all do our research, like we can all talk about it, right? So
I feel, if I'm being like fully honest right now, I'm trying to grasp all the changes. And I know we just like touched on those things. But how much further can we really get into it, you
the
know?
only thing we can really further get into is body block and how to talk about that each month.
I could use a good info session on that because I don't personally have the body live. Like I don't have that. So I also haven't made an effort to learn more about it. Like I'll share about it, but so maybe.
I've done like, I did some of Healthy Obsession Body Block, and that was the only one I did. So I kind of like get the gist of it. But why you want to do something with Body Block?
Yeah, let's focus on body block, and then let's focus
Okay.
on how we can share it where it doesn't also seem overwhelming, because honestly none of us, like, we're gonna say a sure thing and then we have nothing to really invite to, right? Like March, your sure thing should end before March, and our first body block starts in March. All the changes happen in March.
First body, and that's is that with Lacey?
Yeah, well, it's multiple. Okay, I'm gonna give you just kind of like a snapshot of what body blocks are. Okay.
I knew what they were before they started throwing.
So
trainers,
there's a beginner, a medium, and like an expert. Okay, so there's 3 to 4 versions of body blocks, and there's gonna be like a beginner only, which is just through Lacey. But Autumn also has like, let me see the Facebook. I think we posted in the group page. What it says each block is. So I think the first one is 21 Day Fix. minus Lacey
Ooh.
Green's own body block.
I am all sorts of did not. Yeah, I need to learn this. Ooh.
Um,
My brain's set in body block land of when they first came out with it, like last year, when they started talking about it.
so you're gonna have your all body. You're gonna have your a bike. So all body is gonna be like kind of like everybody. And that's gonna be Lacey's. So it's gonna be like the beginner. Then there's gonna be a cycling one. So a 21-day cycling one, a 21-day all body, and then a 21-day iron. So iron's gonna be like your high intensity program. So that's gonna be with Lacey, and it's called for the beginners. So they basically have to create 3 different body blocks. So that trainer is going to basically doing 21 days, like 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, whatever your body block is. It's 3 weeks of work, and then 2 weeks of like, or your last week is like 1 or 2 like hard workouts. The rest of the day is like rest. Okay. So you have 3 different versions of it. So you have all body, bike, iron. But because Lacey's is the beginner, it's going to be pretty beginning. The all body will be like your beginner. And then the next one is April's is going to be 21-day fix. So that's going to be all body. It's going to be bike. It's going to be iron. And then it's going to be the beginners. So she's doing 4 versions.
What are you looking at right now? Can you
Here, I'll share
send
my
that
screen.
somewhere?
Yeah, it's I put it on our coaching page.
In the Hot Mess Express?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it doing like that? I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway.
I see. Just like rainbowy challenge.
Yeah. Let me look.
Just the Hot Mess Express page, Keisha.
Is she
Yeah,
in
that
that?
one.
Are you in that, Keisha? Nope.
We might need to add her to that.
Yeah.
We're basically creating, Keisha, we're basically creating like an inspiration crew, but just our coaches. So like it's helping green coaches not have to like search for everything. And we're still giving the information, but it's not like 1,000 people are commenting, liking, and things going down. Like it's just us. Yeah, just super simplified. Like I want, like my coaches go in there and they're very overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Can you see the screen that I'm looking at, the body calendar?
Yeah, I have it on my phone too. So explain, okay, this is where I'm confused. So I see Lacey under March. So then let's move over to April. Why is 21-day fix under there then? Is it
Because
Autumn
it's gonna
running
be
that whole
Autumn
block?
doing, she's basically redoing 21-day fix and body. So it's gonna
Oh,
come out day by day by day by day. So you won't have access to the second workout until the second day.
okay. So like all body, bike, iron, and beginner, those are those 4 different
Those are
types
your
of
levels.
workouts
Yeah,
then?
those are the 4 different
Your levels.
like they're the same program, 4 different ways at different levels of intensity.
I see. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So then Shanti's May and so on. Okay. Have they done any like training videos on this? Like in the
There was a couple of calls that talked about this. I feel like
I would just look in the back office.
there was a couple of calls on this, but not a
Okay.
lot about it. It's just about like Lacey's beginner, and then it talks about Carl kind of touched base on it on his video, on his long
that
video,
hour
body
long
to
one.
body and stuff.
Okay.